Where do they find out that information about what assets you have and what corporations or what entities you are involved in? Public records. Okay. Now let's think about this. Let's go back to my cherry tree example. You got the cherry tree over here, and it's full of fruit, and you can see it, right? Now, in our analogy, let's say that there's a wall between me and the cherry tree, but I have a key and I know how to get that wall out. So I can just move that wall out and I can see the tree, the cherry. That's what you do with your asset search. So now I can tell just how much fruit you have on that tree. It's like, ooh, okay. I'm going to keep on this. Now imagine the same scenario where you're compiling a list of targets and like Saint Nick, except you're not looking for good children, you're looking for people that you can steal. It's like rich children you can steal their presents from, okay? Saint Nick, evil Saint Nick, bad Santa, right? So now you go over here and you look at this, you look at someone over here. It's a cactus. All right, no fruit, lots of spines, thorns, unappealing. It's like, why would you bother? You got luscious, delicious fruit over here, and you got a cactus with spines that can poke you. I think 99.9% of the people, or the attorneys, or the slip and fall scammers, anybody that is going to decide to pull a trigger. Remember, this is before they even get to the point of filing that lis pendens and starting legal action. They're going to do their evaluation procedure. That's stage one. Who do you think they're going to pick? The cactus or the tree with all those juicy cherries? I think you know. It's probably those juicy cherries. Okay. Then they move forward. So you see at stage one, the cactus has already gotten away. I mean, has already been ignored and discarded, whatever. But you know what? It's interesting thing about cactus. They they house all their water inside, behind the spines, right? So all the juicy goodness for the cactus that they need to survive the desert is inside, protected by those spines. And it's not easily, I mean, you could go in there with a saw, I suppose, but that's why if you're using a trust to commit fraud, they can certainly crack it, but not if you're doing it the right way. Same thing with a cactus, if you just go in there and try to get it with your hand or whatever, you're not, it's not going to happen. But if you have the machinery, you can chainsaw, you can get it down right away. So getting back to the analogy. So right there at stage one of you being in danger, and you at stage one, you don't even know you're in danger yet because someone's just compiling this. You have no idea who they are. You don't know who someone is until stage two when they actually sue. Okay. So by the simple fact that this cactus had minimized all of its assets, anything that would be attractive to someone to go after, then that already served its main purpose. And I will tell you this, probably about 80% of the time, asset protection is that right there, is not showing up when a potential threat, is deciding whether they want to go after you or not. Okay. LLCs, corporations, any structure like that is required to register with a Secretary of State, Division of Corporations in any state of the union, it's all visible. You have to work a little bit harder. It's not like it's all, I mean, the lowest of low hanging fruits is somebody who has no protection whatsoever. It's all in public records. I mean, believe it or not, I know a guy, he's an investor here in Orlando, and he has, I don't know, 40 condos that he rents out, all in his name. I've been talking to him for 3 years now, and he just won't listen to me. I said, you're crazy. It's just a matter of time. Someone's going to come after you. It's just a matter of time. But, he's he's an interesting character. But there's people like that all around there. They don't think until it's too late. Then they regret. They spend the rest of their life regretting that they didn't take my advice. But so you got those category of people are always the lowest of low hanging fruit. I mean, in our cherry scenario, we wouldn't even have to barely raise our arm to get hit to go after him because it's right there in our face. We can almost go "Ah," and get it right there without taking it and picking it. All right. So the next phase, the ones that are like you have to reach up a little bit to get in this cherry scenario, that's the ones that have some kind of a structure. It could be a living trust, it could be a corporation, S or C, and LLC. Like I said, most real estate investors, most people have it in LLCs. Okay. So then what happens? Your danger is that they decide whoever it is, scammer, rogue attorney, or even somebody that has maybe a legitimate case, and they're making their decision now as to whether it's worth their time and effort to go after you or not. So it's not just, you could legitimately have done something that'd be worthy of being sued for, and they will decide whether it's worth it or not. And now we're in that stage. And most of the decision making process is comprises of two parts. One, is there something to get? Two, how hard will it be to get them? And I've already told you that LLCs or corporations are very easy to sue and they're very easy to crack the corporate veil to get to your personal assets. So understand that. And I've heard that from more than a few attorneys who made their bones in the profession by doing just that, suing corporations, suing people, and winning judgments. Okay. So it's just not idle chatter on my part. Secondly, so now we got that. So when okay, so that's what you've got. That's stage two. Stage three is when they actually sue. Okay, so they sued you, and now it goes. Now I will let you know that a lot of these situations, they're going for the insurance. Okay. And you know, that's why we had to spend a lot of money on insurance. At the top of my game, I had something like $5 million worth of liability insurance that I was carrying, different policies, because I was worried about that because I didn't want to come after me personally. And so I was thinking, well, at least they can come after the insurance policy. Well, I didn't realize it also made me more of a target because they salivate about the insurance companies because the insurance companies will settle. Most of them want to settle. Okay. Most of them want to settle. And so it's not uncommon that after the initial paperwork has been filed with the court and you've got a process server out there and knocks on your door, is this show and show? Yes. Boom, you're served. And now the court has official record that you've been served with the documents, they can move forward. It's not uncommon that in about a week, 2 weeks, 10 days, then you'll get a letter. If you have an attorney, if you got an attorney by now, then it'll go to them. It was saying that they're offering to settle at a certain price because that's the low hanging fruit, right? And they're counting on people being told by their attorney or by friends, family advisors to say it will cost you more money to hire an attorney and to defend this thing because they get paid by the hour, right? You got to pay them. And all the discovery that comes out, and you can't sell your assets. Your assets are basically frozen while this is going on. It's a pain in the butt. It is not what any entrepreneur, any business person wants. We don't want this stuff at all. And if you don't know about that, then you're just naive. Because trust me, people have been around long enough that we know about this. All right, so now you have a situation where, do you settle or do you fight? And you can just hear, if you listen really closely, you can hear, psst, you can hear all the money going out of your account that's going to go to your attorney, right? And it doesn't matter. And again, I want to reiterate this. It doesn't matter if you think you've done nothing wrong. A lot of people get sued, they haven't done anything wrong. Saying that you've done nothing wrong as an asset protection strategy is stupid. That's like, I'm going to use a World War II analogy here. That's like Norway and Denmark had declared neutrality. Belgium, Holland had declared neutrality. We're neutral. You can't attack us because we're neutral. They got attacked. Okay. Saying that, well, I'm not worried about being sued because I've done nothing wrong is the same equivalent of being a neighbor of Nazi Germany and assuming that because you've declared yourself neutral, Hitler's not going to invade your country. Well, he did and he will, and you will get sued. That's not a proper asset protection strategy, okay? All right. So now I've laid the groundwork. And again, just to swing back around to the theme of our live here. What is the common thread? Public records. Public records is where they gather the information, and to a large extent, they make a decision about whether it's worth it to go after you or not. Okay? Now let's go to part two of this live.